Pandemic Studios, and we're going to talk about Lord of the Rings Conquest. It's start over again. Blah, 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 blah. Can I do it that well again, you think?
I don't know.
We're here with Ben. We're here with Ben Liu of Pandemic Studios, and we're going to be talking about Lord of the Rings. So what can you tell me about this?
So Lord of the Rings Conquest, when we were developing this game, we asked ourselves the question, what would it have been like to be a foot soldier in the armies of Middle-earth, battling over the fate of humanity, battling for control of the ring? And this is our take on it. And we allow the player to go through all the epic battles that you see in the movies, whether it's the defense of Helm's Deep, the defense of Minas Tirith, all the way up to Black Gates, where you're overcoming the forces of evil once and for all. We've also asked the question, what would have happened? Definitely. What would have happened had Frodo not succeeded, had the ring not been destroyed, had the forces of evil captured the ring? And what would have happened had the Orc army gotten to Rivendell, the Elven capital? What would have happened if the Balrog had gotten loose in the Shire? So we have a good campaign and an evil campaign.
Right.
And as we envision it...
A Balrog in the Shire?
Yeah. So we also have the ability to play heroes, so it's,
you have a lot of roasted hobbits. That's what you have.
Exactly. So, that's one of my favorite moments from the game, being the Balrog, picking up hobbits, slamming them on the ground. You also have the ability to play other heroes, like the ones that you know well, like Aragorn, Eowyn, even Saruman, some of the evil side.
Here.
So we've got, as we envisioned it, if you're a foot soldier in the armies of Middle-earth, you could be one of 4 classes. You're a warrior, which can deal a lot of damage, but also can take a fair amount of damage. You can be the mage, who's the magic attacker, who can deal damage from far away, but if people get close to him, he's going to have a hard time. You have the scout, who's a stealthy melee attacker, so he can sneak up behind people, kill them, like throw bombs at them, but if he's discovered, he's in for a hard time. And then you've got the archer, who fights with the bow and arrow and keeps people at distance. And the more you can do that, the more successful you can be with the archer. And combat's built around the concept of special attacks. So we've got, on the melee classes, a light attack, a medium attack, and a heavy attack. And as you are successful and do well, you can you build a special meter, and you can light your sword on fire, have a stronger version of the attacks that you already have. So
I think they're getting in.
I'll show that right now, yeah.
It's those guys with that bad dental plan.
So the first objective, if you remember from the movies, there's people outside the gate, they're coming in. It's your job as a foot soldier to try and hold the line, try and fight them back. So I'll be doing that right now. And we really tried to recreate the chaos of what it had been like, just all these enemy soldiers around you, with you and a few of your buddies just fighting all these impossible odds, but the fate of humanity is in your hands. The other thing that's really cool about our game, and this is an area I know really well, is the multiplayer part of our game. So we give you the ability to play with one friend in co-op, both in split screen and the internet.
Like that.
Yeah. And then we've also got, for the competitive gamers out there, we've also got up to 16 people competing against one another in a variety of modes. Team Deathmatch, Capture the Ring, which is our version of Capture the Flag. We've got this thing called a mode called Ring Bearer, which is our version of VIP, where you're basically, where you're basically Frodo with the ring. You're trying to hold it as long as possible, and the ring race chasing you. So let me show you one of the ranged attackers. You don't have any
cooperative with 8 people, huh?
No.
We got 8 people in our family, 2 daughters, 1 son,
we've found that
2
with
son-in-laws.
We've found that with 8 people, they generally want to... We play this all the time at our studio. People definitely want to rank themselves, be better than the person next to them. So that's where we put a lot of our focus. So the mage, as you can see, has a variety of special magic attacks. There's a ranged attack where you can chain lightning. So the longer you hold it down, the more you can chain together. You also have something we call "You Shall Not Pass," which is, if you remember Gandalf in the movies, would put the staff down, make sure that nobody could get past him. I just showed you the lightning right there. You've also got a firewall where you can incinerate enemies, but the goal basically for you is to keep people far away. Oops. And if a troll hits you, you'll die. So
stay out of the troll's way.
let me show you the archers. So now that we've completed that objective, we have people coming up the siege tower, and now your next objective is to burn those towers down and make sure that more soldiers than already in Minas Tirith don't come in. So I'll make my way to objective now. And the better you do on the battlefield, one concept we have is you're allowed to be heroes. So if you see me play through this whole level, you'll eventually get to be a point where you get to play as Aragon. Just like in the movies. So here, I'm basically going to light an arrow on fire and try and burn down the siege tower. And obviously, these guys aren't going to like that.
They don't like you. He doesn't like you either.
I've also got a poison arrow where I can tip my arrow with poison and then have an area effect where I'm hitting a lot of guys. I've got something called multi-shot, which is if a lot of guys get close to me, I can fire out a bunch of arrows all at once.